Okay, Kitty Pies, it's September 7th, 2024, and yesterday I came in early, um, took off half day work, and I finally got the final primer on the roof, and got about a good 3 heavy coats on there. Looks good. So I got the whole car in final primer. Now all I gotta do is finish seam sealing it and finish sanding it. So I thought I'd go over a real quick video of the final steps of this. Now, I'm a big fan of fitting everything. I wanted to make sure these doors fit. Once again, I knew they fit, but I wanted to make sure I put them on the one last time before I take them off. I wanted to make sure they look good down the side here, all the way up. If you look there, looks good that way. Once again, the gaps look good. Now that could change once I finally bolt the car down. I'm gonna have to play with the gaskets on the mounts maybe. I don't think I'll have to on this one, but. Also on your door gaps, you wanna make sure right here they fit good to that cowl too. It's not gonna be perfect there, but they never were from the factory. But you can make them, you can panel block side to side here like this. Okay, so once again, let me get my light. You look down the side there, see how nice that looks? See how that looks nice? Okay. And then if you look there, how it looks good there with that cowl. Once again, they're always a little tight there. You want to make sure your gap up going all the way around is nice. And down here. So I think if this gap stays this way, I'm gonna probably leave that one the way it is. That other one over there, I'm probably gonna grind that hinge, back hit that hinge so I can move it forward. It's a little tight, too tight for me. I'll show you what I'm talking about. See how it's got a decent gap there, not bad. But I'd like to open up that gap just a hair more. And how you do that is, since you can't shim it, you have to grind the back of this hinge off so you can move the door forward a little bit. Just a hair. It's got to come but a hair. Once again, want to make sure your door's shut nice. Okay. There's no weight on the doors, but once you get weight on the doors, they'll shut nice. Now, I spent 5 hours today just final sanding the front trunk area here. I tell you what, that's no joke. You can see my hands are all beat up. My finger, I sanded off my fingerprints. I final sanded that in 400 grit. You can see it getting all up and down in there, all up under that dash. That is not fun, I tell you. I got 5 hours today just in that, and I'm done for today. Sanding all down in here. Sanding all those mounts. Getting behind all those conduits there. The hood hinge. Not fun at all. I'll show you what I do use. It's called P400 on the final sand. It's a soft, there's the number for it there, 34337. And then it comes in 400. You can get it in 600 and 800 grit. It's a soft pad, okay, but it's got a Velcro backing. So you just put that down there, and you got a nice sanding surface. Or you could use the Stick It 400 grit. You just rip it off as you need. You can see all the little pieces here been using today. So This seems to be a better grit than this. Now I'm using a soft sander here because it doesn't really matter in the gaps here, or I mean in the trunk area here. You just want to get everything sanded down nice. And then I followed it up with Scotch-Brite pad. Okay, I cut them in little pieces so they're easy to get around everything. And then you got followed up later with the fine Scotch-Brite pad here. So there's two different types. So my hands are destroyed right now. So, but that's finally ready for paint. Now I broke through in some areas. You could see I broke through there. In little areas I broke through. What I'm going to do is when I go to paint this area, I'm just going to do a light coat of sealer on here before I put paint on it. Now this is just the epoxy primer. You could see in there the factory runs from Volkswagen. I'm going to leave those in there. Okay. So, just another quick update on the 60 bug restoration. It's just from here on in, it's going to be sanding. I'm going to take the doors off again. Now that I know everything fits good, I'm going to be putting it up on the lift there, pulling it off the pan and putting it back on the cart. And then that way I can stand up in here, seam seal everything, sand all that, get that ready for paint, get the dash ready for paint. That way I'm not bending over and hurting my back. My back is killing me right now because I was bending over in here. So that way I could stand up in there. And then I'm going to bring it to the paint shop. I'm going to be using all 3 paint booths for this one. So, okay, kitty pies, just another quick update.